Hello, and welcome to the next episode of Serial Killer. I hope you're excited. We're about to spin the wheel and figure out what we're gonna be focusing on for this vlog. I don't have any hopes or desires, so really we're just gonna be up to the mercy of this wheel. And let's hope it's nice to us, because I don't know what I want to read on top of that, you know? Because we've been mood reading the rest of the books in the vlogs, but there's always one. So we are starting off the wheel with 20 potential picks. Let's see what we get. Okay, Kinsey Millhone series by Sue Grafton. Perfect, because I read these every time I am like traveling, and I am traveling in a couple weeks. We're actually gonna spin twice because I will read and finish this one on a plane, but we're gonna do 2 spins. Look at this, episode 3, 2 spins. We're just ahead of the game. Or if we're real lucky, we'll do 3 spins. But that will just have to see what happens. I'm doing quite a bit this month, so we'll see what it's like. All right, second spin. All right, the second spin ended up being the Red Rising saga. I am excited to get to this one. Is it too soon to do it again? Is it too soon? I kind of want to read it. I kind of want to read it. We're gonna do it. Okay, so let's go grab those books and we'll talk about them. Okay, we are back, and I have the 2 books here in front of me. So I was right, I am on cue. It's for Corey. This one we are following Kinsey as she gets hired by these 2 retired detectives to solve a crime they couldn't in their heyday. So now Kinsey's gonna be the one to figure it out. So this sounds really interesting. This will be my plane read, so I'll be reading it to Boston and on the plane returning from Boston. So I'm not sure how many times I'm going to actually update you on this one in particular. And then our second roll, Dark Age by Pierce Brown, the second book in the sequel quartet of the Red Rising. And she's chunky, but I'm actually really excited for this one because the way the last one ended, like if you saw the first episode of it, you remember my reaction. We're getting to her soon. It's kind of crazy. I've been avoiding this for so long, and now we're here. And I just have to say, this is a gorgeous book. Like the gold with the snake, so precious. Very excited. I hear this one hurts, so that's not gonna be great. And I hear Lightbringer also hurts. So we just might be in a world of pain, but I'm ready for it because I'm really excited to get back into this world and to see what the fuck's going on. Because this book is huge. Oh my God. 752 pages. 752 pages. She's almost 800 pages. That's insane. Okay, these are the 2 books we're going to be focusing on for this vlog. Mainly Dark Age, because like I said, I just don't think you're gonna see me reading a lot of the Sue Grafton one because I'll be reading it on a plane. But everything and their mother is making noise, so I'm gonna go. And then I will catch you in the next clip on when I've started, probably Dark Age, but I'll see you in the next clip. Hello, time for a teeny little update and an unboxing because your girl got her giant broken binding package. This is fitting, of course, for the series Serial Killer vlog because the book series I got is a series. Thankfully one I've read, but in here I got the dust jacket, so let's unbox those first because I'm a curious bee and it's the first thing that came across my hand. As soon as I unroll these and show them to you, you're gonna know exactly what series it is. But are you ready? Ready? Look at that. It is the eldest cover. So it is the Inheritance Cycle. Yes, I think that's the name of the series. The Inheritance Cycle, or the Aragon series by Christopher Paolini. I don't know why they put eldest on top when the first book, of course, is Aragon. Oh, look at that shine. This is so gorgeous. Now, I believe there are 2 sets of dust jackets it comes with. These alternative ones, which are completely new and original to this special edition set. And there is a redo of the original covers, which I think might be on the books themselves. So I'm going to be using these ones, but let's go ahead and just, oh, she's chunky. She's chunky. If you ever need an advertisement that your books are going to be protected and that this book company cares that they're protected, get the broken binding. Not only did this get here really fast, from when I got the notifications that it shipped to when it's in my hand. Super duper fast. And she's so protected. Look, we had all of this wrapped around her. And this bubble wrap. And then it's wrapped itself. The broken binding, people. I cannot sing their praises well enough. Because goddamn, not a corner dinged. And look at that. That's so good. That's so good. And you can see it's the original covers. So we got the green and then the dragon and the gold, but now we have gold foiling, and this can be hard to see. You got the design of the dragon on the spine as well. So this is Inheritance, the last book in the series. So I don't necessarily need another copy of Murtagh because I have not read it. And I already have a special edition of it. So it was never gonna match my original ones anyways. This one must be Aragon because Aragon's the smallest of the bunch. Oh, that blue though. Oh, she's so pretty. And then another design. Oh, I forgot. There is a naked hardcover. This is so fucking cool. Oh my god. Oh my god, look at the art at the beginning too. Ah, we'll do a full look through once they're all unboxed, but let me show you the other one because I want to know. Oh yes. Do they create a scene on their spine? I think I'll have to look at them all aligned. Give me a second to unbox the last two and then we'll come back. All right, here they are, all unboxed. Look at them, they're so gorgeous. Look at these. I would hold you closer, but I'm really gonna drop these. But they're so beautiful, and we got new spine design. So there's a dragon that is made through all across the books, which is very cool. So these are mimicking the original covers that came with this series when they were being published, which is very cool because if you're a fan of those covers, these are just the same ones, which is a little bit of an upgrade, which is really nice. And I think very honorable to the original series. So if you're a big fan of those, you get to keep those. But I am excited to try something new. So I'm gonna put on these new covers, which are so nicely pre-folded, so it should be a breeze. And I'm going to be rocking these ones instead of the originals. So I'm gonna switch these over and then we'll do a little full tour of these books. They're on. Let's go ahead and take a tour of these books because they're gorgeous. So first up, we have Aragon. I love that we keep the gold, but we get a much richer blue, and I think the blends with the reds really make this book just pop. Like, this cover is gorgeous. I'm gagged. It's so fucking pretty. So, and then if we've already done this one, but if we take off the dust jacket, which was so nice to put on, by the way, like they gave you great cover. We get a carry on of the same colors from the cover, but with a just continuous image. And then custom end pages. I think they're different on both sides. Seriously though, I'm blown away by the cover. Then we have Eldest, a very rich red, just very strong dragon, and just like a different tone than I would say Aragon is, but still in the same family, of course. Continuous image all the way around. Also saw this one already. End pages, of course. You've already seen the spines, which are just masterfully done. We got Bringsinger, which this is, I would say, the biggest shift because it was very yellow in the original covers. So like it's black and yellow versus here it's a carry-on of the red. We still get like very strong hints of yellow, but it's a red dragon. And again, continuous image all the way around. This one's got 2 colors of dragons on it. So we got, again, continuous image wrapping around. I really like the contrast between the red and the blue in this one. So end papers. These ones are kind of dark. They look like they're showing up on camera. Oh, this one's gorgeous. What? So vibrant. Such a different vibe than the beginning of this. All right, and last but not least, Inheritance, the final book in the series, which we get this epic cover of this epic battle. Like, look at the size difference. It's very kind of representation of like the climactic moment in the series. God. And she's chunky too. The final battle again being depicted this time by our dragon riders. Very epic. And then All right, but that's them all. That's the unboxing. Seriously though, the broken binding just always knocks out of the park. These are, I wish I could hold them without blocking anything, but it's just kind of impossible. These are gorgeous. I'm so happy to have these in my hand. I'm very, very lucky that I just snatched these up when Hello, my camera died the last clip, which was fine because it was like literally at the end after I was done showing you, but I've had to do things since then. But hello, it is currently just about 9 o'clock. I am in my room because I'm about to start packing for my trip to Boston for a wedding. I'm very excited to go. I need to update you guys because I have done some reading. I've made it, I don't know, maybe like 40 pages into Dark Age, which has been good. I've hit a slump and I don't know what's caused it necessarily other than, you know, school being finished and not wanting to do literally anything. Getting through that's been kind of tough. I am gonna take Q is for Corey with me on the road. I may finish it, or I might get like halfway and then save the rest for the plane ride home. But by the time I land back in California, it will be done. But I have my suitcase here because I've done zero packing and I'm leaving tomorrow morning. We're gonna make it through this, you know? We're gonna survive, but I need to get on that. I guess I could update you on like what I'm thinking of not Iron Gold, that was the last one. Dark Age. God, you can tell my mind's kind of been a mess. It's fine, we're thriving. It's still pretty, there's a little bit of a time jump between what happens at the end of the book to where we start. Not like a severe time jump, maybe like a few days, but we definitely start in the action, which is a major improvement from the first book, which starts slow, as it needs to. Okay, I loved Iron Gold. I had a great time with it. And I think the slower start to get back into the world and get back into the series was very much needed. I think me taking the break I did between the two wasn't the smartest because I'm having to like play catch up, but it hasn't been that long that I've forgotten everything. It's still been relatively pretty recent. I'm enjoying it. It's more action based. We got so many things going on. I'm worried a little bit because everyone and their mother says like it's pain, like this book is nothing but pain. And then the next book is also just a lot of pain. So we'll see how it goes. I at least have the next book. I didn't have the long wait that a lot of people did between Dark Age and Lightbringer. Now, when I eventually get to Lightbringer, I'm gonna have the long gap between the last one, which I think is Red God comes out, which we still don't have a date for. Pierce Brown, if you're watching this somehow, chop chop, please, I need it. Because you're gonna break my heart. I know it, you're gonna break my heart in that last book and I would like a chance for you to heal it, please. But other than that, what have I been reading? I've been making my way slowly and surely through To Sleep with the Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini, which technically would add to the series count, but I don't plan to read the prequel, so I'm not counting it in this. So that's nice. Other than that, nothing. I've paired nothing with the two books I have and just how it has to go. So we're on the struggle bus here, guys, and it's fine. We'll live and somehow we'll get content. But I need to pack. And I want to watch The Accountant too, so I'm gonna do that. And my AC just kicked on, so audio is gonna get real worse. So we're gonna end this now. I'll see you maybe on the plane, maybe when I get back, who knows.
at the Wangs afterwards, you're gonna grade.
I'm gonna grade.
I'm gonna play fucking Battlefront 2 again.
Hello! I'm back from Boston, and all the clips I showed you in the wedding. My God, am I exhausted. It was a fun 5 days out there. It was a beautiful wedding. Twin looked gorgeous, but your girl is so tired. We're not doing anything today, obviously. I think it's about 6:43 when I'm updating you. So I've literally spent the whole day napping on this couch, sitting around the house. And you know what? It's been so nice just to not, you know? I did finish Q's for Quarry on the plane, so we can finally tick down our first pick for this video as officially donezo. I have to say, this was a bit of a different vibe for the series because we have Kinsey working with 2 partners. And really that was the star of the show, the relationship between the 2 detectives she was working with, rather than the case itself, which I felt was kind of lacking all in all in terms of like the other ones. It's not the best, most interesting story, and it just really takes a backseat to the relationship between these 2 cops who are hilarious and I think play off of Kinsey so much. Because Kinsey's usually like a very solitary private investigator, we don't get to see her interact with a lot of people in like a team setting, and even the couple times we have, it hasn't been as involved as these 2 gentlemen were, and it reminded me a lot of her friendship with Henry, who I also just adore. Something about Kinsey and these old little men, I love them. I hope they make appearances later in the series. There's still a chunk left, so I'm pretty sure they will. Sue Grafton definitely loves to give us little cameos. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed this. I think I'm gonna give this a 4-star. I think it's a pretty solid read. It was entertaining. I flew through the second half as I tend to do with these books, and I just had a good time. And that one officially done. Now we just have the behemoth, that is Dark Age, and I updated you before I left that I was in the middle of it. I'm not far. Here, actually, let me go grab it. And you can see how little I am into this book. All right, here it is. I am that far in. I am 2 chapters in, on page 15. And it's a little daunting because it's just so thick. So we might have to let this one roll over because otherwise, who knows what's gonna happen. I'm kind of in a bit of a rut. I think I've just been so exhausted that this isn't a little too intimidating to read, and just general things. We're gonna get power on because I'm still very excited for the series. I'm just not in the mood for reading. So we might have to take a tiny little break. And again, that break just might be today. I literally came back last night and I was in bed by like 3 in the morning. It wasn't a fun time, you know? Also, while I was there though, of course I found a bookstore and I picked up a book. I ended up getting Quicksilver by Callie Hart. This book, I'm sure you recognize its cover, and it's been all over Book Talk and BookTube. And I hear this one's actually really good from the few people who've read it. And so I'm excited because normally I'm like 0 Book Talk books. I don't like them. 9 times out of 10, they are terrible. But when I go to these little used bookstores, I like to support them. So I try to get something. This one in particular is called The Purple Couch. It's very cute. It's in Lawrence, Massachusetts. Very, very cute little bookstore. And when I was there, they were doing like a puppy adoption. If I was at home, I would have walked away with a 3rd dog. But as it is, they're super cute. Their little tagline is sink into a good book. Definitely worth checking out if you live in the Massachusetts area. Highly recommend. And they were so sweet. Again, they gave me this magnet for free. But yeah, I picked up Quicksilver because I've heard a lot about it. And this is kind of romantasy, which I think I just need to read something dumb and stupid. I think I might have to is this Mercy Thompson time? We'll have to see. Maybe we'll pick up Mercy Thompson on the side because we are like 1 book short in terms of like how we read these things and how these vlogs work. Potential options. I do have the audiobooks for the Legends of Orisha series. Or Legends of Orisha? There something Orisha. I have the audiobooks for books 2 and 3, so I could potentially listen to those. But I am in the middle of an audiobook, To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, which is not a series technically accounting for this, but it has a due date, so I need to actually get through that book, and I am halfway through it. So we'll have to see on that front whether or not I will start the Legends of Orisha, but I do want something fun and silly that I can just turn brain off and enjoy and relax and read. And that just might be Mercy Thompson. I think that's what I gotta do because that is a series that I need to continue and is brain off empty. Like I said, I'm gonna give myself the rest of today to not do anything, and I'll catch you updates when I start reading again. Hello, it's been a minute, and by a minute I really do mean a minute since I last updated this vlog. Just hit the longest reading slump, and for the life of me I couldn't understand why, because as we talked about, my pick was Dark Age by Pierce Brown, and technically this was my second pick because the first draw was Q is for Koi by Sue Grafton, and I read that one and I finished it because I read those on planes and I happened to be going on a trip, but there was just something about this book that I just didn't want to pick up. And like I said, for the longest time, I couldn't figure out why, because I'm very excited about this series. I'm very excited about this world. This book in particular has a lot of exciting things going on in it, apparently. But I just couldn't gravitate towards it. I couldn't grab onto it. I was just like fighting against it. I did end up making the decision to set this one down. So she is going back on the wheel. I think she never left the wheel, but she's like staying on the wheel, and I'll read something. I'll read her at a later date. But it left the question of what do I do with this vlog? Because I have not got a lot of clips, and I do need to read more because I think I've only read really the one book, and I'm still in the middle of another audiobook, so I can't start a second audiobook because I'll never fucking finish it, and I'm racing against the library deadline. So I decided to do what I always do when I hit a reading slump. I turned to Mercy Thompson, and you know what? She works every time, because I picked this book up the first day and I read 80 pages. I couldn't get past page 15 in this book. I read 80 pages, and I've actually been reading a lot more since then. I am halfway through this book. I'm currently on page 191, and I haven't updated you at all about this and my decision to do this until this moment. So hi, hello, nice to see you again. We're gonna be reading Mercy Thompson for the rest of this vlog, and I think, to be fair, since I haven't updated you for half this book, I do think we're gonna pair it with another Mercy Thompson book. So the next one up on the docket is Storm Cursed. So I'm gonna be reading both of those books for the end of this vlog, and we'll call it there. So we'll get 3 books in at least and feel somewhat accomplished. But I have to say, Mercy Thompson just is that girl. She always draws me back into reading. She always makes me really excited to read. And in this one in particular, I really, really like how we have moved away from the Tri-City. We are in Prague, and we are just getting such a like fun and more political plot than we usually do. Like, we're like a lot of different players are at stake. We have a different perspective going on, which is really fun. And yeah, I'm just really, really enjoying this book, and I'm so happy to have a book that I want to pick up and read, because you know what? It always sucks when you hit a reading slump. I always have a comfort read, or rather a comfort series that I like to get me out of it, and it's paranormal romance as a genre, but Mercy Thompson in particular. We're gonna finish this vlog strong. We're gonna fight that slump with some good old-fashioned paranormal romance. I'm gonna continue reading this, and then when I finish this, I'm gonna give you more of my thought. I was reading this at the beach yesterday, and I stopped before a chapter break. So like, it was in the middle of action, like literally action's going on. She was being jumped by people. I wanna know what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna read this, and then I'll update you later. I've come with an update, and an update being that I did in fact finish A Silence Fallen. And I have to say, I really enjoyed this book, but the last little bit of it kind of dragged because we got this like very long, drawn out fight. I feel like we didn't need, like, we had a much more interesting plot point and like action point that we could have been at, but I feel like that was sacrificed for what was going on in the other perspective. That's my only complaint. I still had a really good time with it. I ended up giving this a 4.5 stars. Again, it would have gotten the full 5 stars, except I felt the ending just dragged a little too much for how everything else was kind of set up in this. It also had a twist I wasn't expecting. I was like, what? Oh my god. And I was like genuinely taken aback by it, but It was a lot of fun. Really did enjoy this one. I have since picked up and started the next book, Storm Curse, which here's the cover. I finally grabbed it off the shelf. I started reading this on my sprints that I was doing yesterday because we switched our sprinting day to be in the middle of the week. So I got to page 52, which is that far in. It's really not that far at all. I am enjoying this. I'm still at the hump where things haven't quite picked up and we haven't really gotten a hold of the general premise and what's going on. It's a Mercy Thompson book. I'm sure it will get me hooked in the next, I want to say 10 to 15 pages, because that's just how these books go. Because these are definitely a serial series, you could technically read these out of order and be fine because it does a really good job of like summarizing what the hell's been going on, which is annoying to read back to back. Good to read if you take a break. I'm still at that part where I'm like still getting introduced to everything that's going on, and we're just getting like the little tidbits of like what is going to be the larger hook of the story. So I do know that this one is going to be Fae. I think specifically we're dealing with the Grey Lords in this one. And then I did look because I know there was another vampire one coming up, but it's not the next book, it's the book after. So we got to do 2 Fae books, which of all the types of books in the Mercy Thompson series, usually the problems are surrounding werewolves, surrounding fae, or surrounding vampires. The fae have historically been my least favorite books in the series. Not that they're not interesting, I just don't find the fae to be as well developed and like attention grabbing than the vampires for me. Like those are my favorite characters in the books. I'm very excited to get to the next vampire one, but I do gotta get through 2 fae ones, which hopefully this will change my mind. Maybe this will be a really good fae one. Fire Touch, the one before Silence Fallen, was Fae, and that one was pretty interesting because we got introduced to a new side of the Fae. So hopefully we get to continue that in this one. Like I said, I'm just getting into this. I will probably read a little bit more today, and then I also have to record another video, so I'm actually going to be doing that pretty soon. I have work in a little bit, so I should still have enough time to get it done. Yeah, I'll be picking up more of this sometime soon, and again, try to get you more clips so this vlog actually has content rather than just me putzing around and not reading, which has really been my life in these past couple months. I'm gonna go do that, and then I'll catch you and have another update on Storm Curse. Hello everyone, new mic. Say hello to her, she's cute. But yes, hopefully the audio is not too big of a difference between them. The AC is on, so if you hear that in the background, it is what it is. It's hot. I like my house to be relatively cold when I can and not, you know, be too much money. But I'm coming at you with an update because I have been reading more of Storm Curse. In fact, I have been reading and I was listening to the audiobook, and now I am, let's see, I am that far in, which is, I think puts me at like 70%. We're almost done. We're almost there. Go us. I'm very excited. I am enjoying this one more than I thought I was going to, because normally I don't care for the Fae ones. I think they're just okay, and I think there's a lot more going on in this. It's more of a witch one than a Fae one, which is kind of cool. Before I dive more into that, I wanted to show you my haul at Barnes & Noble because I was bad today. And by bad, I mean I decided to indulge myself, not only in new camera equipment, but also to go book shopping because I was given a gift card. And did I decide to spend way over that? Yes, I did. But it's okay because it's my money and I can do what I want. And now you guys get to reap the rewards and see what I got. Actually, let me increase the light a little bit. There we go. Now I'm more illuminated. So we're gonna dive into my magical box and we're gonna pull out the first one. So this is one of the last ones I grabbed, and I'm not going to talk about this one on its own because I didn't grab it on its own. I grabbed it not on its own at all. I grabbed the whole series. Let's see, let me see if I can put these in order. As you know, I'm a huge Tamora Pierce fan. Like, she was that girl for me back in school, and like as a young child, loved her writing. And one of the series I've started but I never finished was the Alana series. Now, recently it just got a graphic novel adaptation, which I'm so excited. I did actually win in a giveaway. Phenomenal. Haven't read it yet, but I never finished the series because I just never got the other book. And when I was in Barnes & Noble today, they had these new editions of it to kind of match the graphic novel. So you could see the art, which is just a lot more illustrative, and they had the whole series. And just like, look at those spines. She's so beautiful. I've always loved her writing. I've missed Tamora Pierce. So we're gonna dive back into her and we're gonna read this entire series. And I'm very excited because it's Tamora Pierce. I get to go back to Tamora Pierce after all this time. So I don't know if I'm gonna read the novel first and then the graphic novel, or do the graphic novel then the novel, but I think I'm going to make this a whole vlog. These are the 4 books I got. Again, I saw the first book, like, oh, that's really cool. It's like, oh, I should get it. I was like, oh man, but I never read the rest of the series. And then I saw all of them, I said, fuck it, and I bought them all. I told you I was being bad. That wasn't a lie. Okay, what else is in my bag of mysteries? Okay, I also got They Bloom at Night by Trang Thon Tran. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This is a new release. Honestly, I bought it because of the cover. Look at her. She's stunning. She's gorgeous. She looks spooky ooky. And it was a Barnes & Noble exclusive. I mean, but really just, I saw this cover and I actually grabbed another book because I stopped to look at this cover and it looked really interesting. And I believe it is a kind of like thriller, maybe fantasy-esque, because the tagline is, there have always been monsters all around us. I will say, I haven't been in the biggest like YA mood, but this book and the other book I picked up in the YA section just like reinvigorated my love for it. Like it feels like it's gonna be good, so I'm excited for that. So I did pick this one up. And then I got The Sky of On Fire by Jen Leons. I grabbed this purely because it was buy one, get one half off, and I was buying another book also in that, and this is the one that just sounded the best to me. It's dragons, it's a female written fantasy, it's a female led fantasy, which you all know is my jam. So I'm hoping this one's really cool because it's been a long time since I've read a dragon story. I will say the writing in this is small now that I'm looking at it. I think it could be fine. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun. And then I have, oh, this is the other YA one I grabbed. This is the Nightblood Prince by Molly X Chang. It's gorgeous. Like, look at that foiling. It has like these star sprayed edges, and I don't think it has, no like cool hardback, but again, I stopped to look at They Bloom at Night, and right next to it was this book, and I was like, I have to get it. She is just so gorgeous, and the cover gives me Dawn May vibes, which you know is my vibe. But the story sounds really interesting. It's revenge, it's political intrigue, because it's taking place in like a ancient China, because we're having her an empress. It looks stunning, it looks fun. I'm very excited. Again, this and They Bloom at Night are just making me want to really dive into YA again and see what's to offer, because it's been a long time since I've even browsed the YA section. So this was really exciting and fun to get. And we only have a couple left, yes. Next is the other reason why I grabbed The Sky on Fire, and that's because I was gonna buy the first bindings by R.R. Verdi, I believe. Let me get this fucking sticker out of the way. You know, Barnes & Noble, thank you for making an easy to remove sticker. It's the least you can do. I have heard a lot about this author. I've heard a lot about this book, so I'm very excited to see what I think, because I believe it's female fantasy. I believe it's a queer female lead, so that's exciting. And the tagline's like, the story starts with a lie. Like, what? That's so cool. The other one. And the last one I grabbed purely because I have the series and I did not know this was out, but I grabbed The Nightshade God by Hannah Witten. This is the third and I think final book in the Nightshade trilogy. Oh, the Nightshade Crown trilogy. So I've read the first one, I own the second one, and I bought the third one so I can have the whole series ready to go when I get it. I didn't know it was out. God, it's been that long since I've read the first one. Oh no. Oh no, I'm so behind. Just when I thought I was gonna get caught up, she will be joining the Serial Killer TBR shelf, and we'll see when we get to her. But yeah, so just let me flip this, because if I try to show you the way I was gonna show you, shit's going to fall and it's gonna be bad. So here is the haul. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books. Am I ashamed? No, not in the least. Back to my update on Mercy Thompson. This book has been relatively, I would say, slow going in comparison to the other stuff. And I think that's because we have a lot of like minor things and like minor plot points that we're trying to follow that are all interconnected. So I think it's not typically how these books go. Like, yes, there are some minor plots, but usually they're like 1 or 2. And this one we have like 3 or 4 going on, and we have to piece them all together to get the larger plot. But it's lended this book to being a little bit slower than the other Mercy Thompsons, and I think that's why it's taken me so long to get through it. But I have to say, I did start the audiobook today, just picked it up on a whim to see, okay, how am I gonna like it? And it's a lot of fun. Patricia Briggs just knows how to draw me in. The narrator does accents for the characters, and I hate it. They're so bad. Like there's like the vampire accent, there's the southern accent, and everyone has an accent, and it drives me just a little bit kooky. So I probably won't continue with the audiobooks just because I think I prefer reading, but it has been nice for this one for it to kind of like get going a little quicker, and so I can continue to do stuff and also get along. Like I started the audiobook at about 40% and I've gotten 70%, so I got through 30% of the book just by audiobooks and driving around today. So that was good. I am enjoying it. I am still more excited for Wolf's book in 2 more books. I keep looking over there, but they're over there actually. Yeah, after I finish this book, I have 1 more book, and then I'm at Wolf's book, which that is what I'm looking forward to, and that's what I'm excited about. I'm curious to see what are going to be the larger implications for what is going on in this one, because we're dealing with witches for the first time, I think, as like a main stage thing, and that's been interesting. I wish we got more of them earlier, but I will take it now, and I will be curious to see if they continue popping up, because maybe some of the books I thought were fae are not going to be fae, they're going to be witches. Who knows? But okay, that's all the update I have for you. I'm going to put these books away because I don't want them just sitting out. I want them nice and tucked away because I have a nice new library to do that. And I need to take a shower and go to bed sometime soon because I have Warped Tour tomorrow, and that's going to be a busy one. Or it might be at the hospital because my best friend's child might be born. We will have to see, but I'll catch you in the next update. I did it. I finished Stormcursed, finally. We could take her out. She's been done. She's been dusted. This has honestly been quite a challenging vlog because I've been in just such a poor reading mood that I have like had a hard time finishing anything. And even reading this, I felt that. Less so the first one I got through. I think that was really good. This book was very interesting, and I think because we're focusing on a different like subsection of the supernatural community, but I think because of that we weren't like as well established with these characters and with what's going on in like this magic system, that I felt like we had to piece too many things together to like fully like appreciate the complex plot going on. Like I said in my earlier clip, that there was a lot of like moving pieces where we had to like back and forth like what's going on, and I generally think that could have been really interesting again if we had spent more time with witches in the other books, because I feel like we just really haven't. I will say I did get my baby wolf in this, my little psychopath who I love and also am very concerned about at any point in time. Also, if you can hear my dishwasher in the background, I'm so sorry. I really enjoyed this. I ended up giving it a 3.5 stars. I don't think it was the strongest book in the series, but it's by far not the weakest book in my opinion. I'm very interested in seeing how, now that we've like had a book dedicated to witches, how that's going to evolve in the rest of the series, because I think we're gonna probably see more of them, especially because of like what happens at the end of this book that has like larger implications of like what is to come, you know? We're gonna go ahead and end Serial Killer here. It's been a long episode. It's been 2 months to make this vlog and get any sort of progress, but we have indeed made progress. We've gotten 2 more books done into the Mercy Thompson series, which means I am 2 more books? I'm 3 more books away from finishing that series. God, it's been so long since I've started this, I don't even remember what I've read. We've read Cures for Quarry. That was great. At least 2 series that I've made progress on. I've read the next book, or in the case of the Mercy Thompson series, I've read 2 books, so go me. We sadly did not finish any series in this video like we have in the last couple episodes, but you know what? That's okay. Not everything has to be a full complete. Sometimes just making progress is good enough, just one step at a time. But that's gonna be it for me for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. If you did, consider leaving a thumbs up and a comment down below. Let me know, what series are you currently reading? Are you making progress in a book? Are you stalled out? Let me know. But otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.